The night everything began unraveling was supposed to be forgettable. A quiet Thursday.
Rain tapping against the windows of a split-level house in Maplewood, Ohio. The kind of place where neighbors waved but never asked questions.
I am telling you this story brought to you by Deep Dive Secrets because families like this look ordinary until you learn what they're re-hiding.
Evan Calderon stood alone in his childhood kitchen, staring at a dent in the refrigerator door that no one ever fixed.
His older sister, Marisa Calderon, had put it there 15 years earlier during a fight that ended with slammed doors and a silence that never fully healed. Their younger brother, Lucas Calderon, was late as usual, which made Evan's jaw tighten.
Lucas being late was never just about time. It was about avoidance.
Their mother, Dolores Finch, had died 3 days earlier. Heart failure, sudden, no warning. And now the siblings were back under the same roof, bound by grief, paperwork, and a promise they'd made as teenagers. We never talk about that night.
The will reading was scheduled for the next morning.
Evan had insisted they meet first, privately, without lawyers or outsiders. He told himself it was about unity. The truth was uglier.
PD found something while sorting through their mother-esque things, something that suggested the past wasn't as buried as they believed. When Marissa arrived, she didn't hug him.
She dropped her purse on the counter and scanned the room like it might accuse her.
She wore a tailored blazer, courtroom armor.
Years as a corporate attorney in Chicago had taught her how to keep her face neutral, but Evan noticed the tremor in her hands.
Lucas finally came in, soaked from the rain, smelling faintly of whiskey.
He avoided eye contact with both of them.
That alone was enough to make Evan's pulse spike.
Because every time Lucas avoided eye contact, something bad followed.
They sat around the kitchen table where they'd once done homework and plotted small rebellions. Dolores's chair was empty.
No one filled it. Evan broke first. Before tomorrow, there's something we need to talk about. Marissa's eyes hardened. If this is about the house.
It's not, Evan said. It's about what Mom left behind. Lucas froze. His knees stopped bouncing.
Evan reached into his jacket and placed a slim manila envelope on the table. The label was written in the mother's handwriting. 3 words, underlined twice. For my children. The silence stretched, thick and suffocating.
Because all 3 of them understood the same thing at the same time. Dolores Finch had known more than she ever admitted.
And whatever was in that envelope threatened to destroy the fragile truths that had held their lives together for years. They didn't open the envelope right away. That hesitation was its own confession. Marissa leaned back, crossing her arms.
We can wait until the lawyer's here.
No,
Evan said. We don't need witnesses for this.
Lucas laughed, sharp and humorless. That's rich. Coming from you.
Evan ignored him.
He'd spent most of his adult life ignoring Lucas's barbs, pretending his younger brother's failures didn't reflect on all of them.
Evan was the stable one, the systems engineer, the guy with a mortgage and predictable week. Stability had become his identity, maybe even his excuse.
He slid the envelope closer and opened it.
Inside were photocopies of documents, a birth certificate, a hospital discharge form,
And a notarized letter dated 28 years earlier.
Marissa leaned forward first. What is that?
Evan read the name out loud, slowly. Noah R. Finch.
Lucas swore under his breath.
The birth certificate listed Dolores Finch as the mother.
The father's name was blank. That's not possible, Marissa said.
Mom had 3 kids.
We're all right here. Evan flipped the page.
The discharge form was from St. Agnes Medical Center, Columbus, Ohio. Dates 6 months before Lucas was born.
Lucas stood abruptly, chair scraping.
You said you wanted to talk. You didn't say you wanted to ambush us. Sit down, Marissa snapped, surprising even herself. Lucas didn't.
His eyes were fixed on the documents.
And for the first time since Evan could remember, Lucas looked genuinely afraid.
Evan read from the letter next. Dolores's words were careful, almost clinical.
She wrote about a child she gave up for adoption after an unforgivable mistake.
She wrote about secrecy being the only way to protect the family she later built. And she wrote about guilt, how it never left, how it shaped every decision afterward. Marissa's voice dropped. So Mom had another baby. Before all...
Yes, Evan said, and she hid it.
Lucas finally sat, rubbing his face.
You don't get it.
Then explained, Evan said.
Lucas exhaled slowly. I knew.
Marissa's head snapped toward him.
What?
Lucas's laugh was broken.
I found out when I was 17. The night everything went wrong.
Evan felt his chest tighten. That night, the car.
The police. Lights?
The agreement they'd sworn to each other in whispers while their mother cried in the hospital waiting room. Lucas continued.
Mom caught me going through her old stuff.
She told me everything.
About Noah.
About how she paid the adoption agency to seal the records. About how she couldn't survive another scandal.
Marissa's voice shook despite herself. You kept this from us? You were both leaving.
Lucas shot back.
College. Careers. I was the one stuck here. I was the one she leaned on.
Evan clenched his fists.
So, why is this coming out now?
Lucas swallowed. Because Noah's not gone.
Evan felt the words before he understood them. What do you mean? Lucas looked up.
I've found...
The room tilted. Lucas explained in fragments.
How he'd used online databases. How it started as curiosity and turned into obsession. How Noah Finch had grown up in Dayton, bounced through foster homes after an adoption that failed. How he'd been in and out of trouble. How Lucas had met him at a bar 3 years earlier under a fake name. You met him,
Marissa said.
You didn't think to tell us.
I wanted to fix it first, Lucas said.
I wanted to be the hero for once. Evan felt a cold realization settle. Fix what? Lucas hesitated. Too long.
Evan's voice hardened.
Lucas? Noah needed money, Lucas said.
Medical bills. Debt? I helped him. Marissa laughed incredulously.
With what?
You've been broke for years.
Lucas's eyes flicked to Evan. Then away. Evan felt sick. What did you do? Lucas whispered. I told him the house was mine. The house.
Dolores Finch's house.
The only major asset. Marissa stood, furious. You committed fraud. Lucas flinched.
I was going to pay it back.
Evan slammed his hand on the table.
You! Who said Mom? A secret to manipulate a stranger who happens to be our brother.
Half-brother?
Lucas corrected weakly.
The word hung there, heavy. Evan sank into his chair.
Because suddenly the envelope made sense.
Dolores hadn't left them closure. She'd left them a reckoning.
The next morning, the lawyer's office smelled like old paper and burnt coffee. Gerald Haskins had been Dolores Finch's attorney for over a decade.
He adjusted his glasses nervously as the siblings took their seats.
There was one extra chair in the room.
Gerald cleared his throat.
Before we begin,
There's an addition.
The door opened.
Evan recognized Noah Finch immediately, not because they looked alike, but because of the exhaustion etched into his face. Early 30s. Hollow eyes.
a cautious posture that suggested he'd learned to expect disappointment.
Marissa whispered.
Oh my God!
Lucas stared at the floor.
Noah took the empty seat without speaking. Gerald began reading the will, but no one listened.
Evan watched Noah's hands. They were steady. That surprised him.
Dolores, Pinch says estate was simple on paper. The house was to be sold, Proceeds divided evenly among her children. Plural. Gerald paused. As per a notarized amendment filed 6 months ago. Dolores Finch formally recognizes Noah Finch as her biological son. Lucas sucked in a breath. Marissa's voice cut through.
6 months ago, she was sick. Yes, Gerald said gently.
She was also lucid. Evan felt a bitter clarity.
She knew this was coming. The room erupted.
Marissa accused Lucas of betrayal. Lucas accused Marissa of abandonment.
Noah finally spoke, his voice low but steady.
I didn't ask for this, Noah said. I didn't know she was my mother until recently.
Evan turned to him.
Recently meaning when? When she reached out, Noah said. Last year?
Lucas's head snapped up. She contacted you?
Yes, Noah said.
She wanted to apologize.
Marissa laughed, sharp and pained.
She never apologized to us for anything. Noah met her gaze. She said you wouldn't forgive her.
Silence followed. Because maybe that was true.
The fight escalated fast. Accusations spilled years of resentment.
Marissa admitted she'd always felt like the outsider.
Evan confessed he'd built his life around control because chaos terrified him.
Lucas broke down completely, admitting that the accident years earlier,
The one they'd covered up hadn't been entirely an accident.
Evan's stomach dropped. What are you saying? Lucas sobbed. I was drunk. I hit the mailbox. Mom took the blame to protect me.
Marissa stared at him. We let her carry that.
Evan felt the weight of it crush him.
Their mother's secrets hadn't just shaped them, they'd protected them at her expense.
Noah listened it, absorbing decades of dysfunction in an hour. When the shouting finally died, he stood. I don't want the house,
Noah said.
I don't want your money.
Marissa scoffed.
Then why are you here?
Because I want the truth, Noah said.
And I want a choice. Something I never had. Evan stood too. What kind of choice?
Noah looked at them, really looked. Whether this family is worth joining?
That was the confrontation none of them had prepared for. The house sold within 3 months.
They met one last time there. Empty rooms echoing with ghosts.
Lucas had entered Rahab. Marissa was considering a job transfer closer to home.
Evan felt less certain about everything, and strangely freer. Noah came by late, hands in his pockets.
He walked through the house slowly, like he was memorizing something he'd never truly owned. In the kitchen, Evan finally spoke. I don't know what we are.
Noah nodded. Neither do I. They didn't hug.
They didn't make grand promises. They exchanged phone numbers.
That was enough.
As Evan locked the door for the last time.
He understood something their mother never said out loud. Secrets don't disappear. They wait. And when they surfaced, they demand to be seen. Some families survive that moment. Others don't. This one was still undecided. Stories like this aren't rare. They're just rarely told out loud.
That's why deep dive secrets exist too. Bring you the hidden fractures beneath ordinary lives.
The truths families bury and the consequences that follow when those truths refuse to stay silent. If this story made you uncomfortable, that's not an accident. Discomfort is often the first sign you're close to something real. Families are built on trust, but they're held together by silence just as often. And when that silence breaks, what remains tells you who people really are.
If you want more stories about family secrets, relationship betrayals, and the moments that change everything, stay with Deep Dive Secrets.
Subscribe, listen closely, and remember, every family has a secret.
Some just haven't been forced into the light yet.